What's going on, everybody? How are you doing? I'm Dharma, and this message is going to be for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Cross Watchers, anybody that was drawn to this message. We read for Libra a lot here because I'm constantly called to it. It's just like it feels like you need to read for Libra. And I'm like, okay, I will. And so here we are. There is going to be an extended for this. The links for the extended are in the box below. You can get one at Vimeo at a time, or you can get them all unlimited on the extended side of this channel. We also have the yoga. We also do the moons over there, and there's meditations and shenanigans and whatnot. This is Palo Santo, if you were curious. I'm fairly certain I have that for sale on dharmajane.com. You can, I'm doing a special. I only have like 8, it's either 8 or 10 slots left available for something that I'm doing over the summer. On Sundays, I'm scheduling in a formal mukbang with one of you. Instead of doing a reading, we're gonna hang out and we're gonna get to know each other. And then from that, we're gonna figure out what we can pull cards on, because typically when we do it, it's just, hey, how you doing? Let's get to the reading. I would like to get to know you. So I have about 8 to 10 more slots left available to meet with me this summer. I'm going to be sending out those emails to schedule you guys in. And when they fill up, okay? And then I'll be back to doing regular, bulk readings in August. So without further ado, let us read for Libra. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Cross Watchers. I'm going to do a new thing on Vimeo. So I think that you might be able to get it on Vimeo within 20 or 30 minutes after I go live here. So check that out. It's the address. I'm going to have to update the address in the box. It's going to be Dharma, May 2024 for the Vimeo on demand video link. All right, here we go. Guides and angels from our tribe. What do we have for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for this time frame? The Initiate. That popped right out. 9 days, the number 9, 9 o'clock. Could be relevant. One thing about the Initiate is it talks about some next level stuff. You're initiated into the next level. You might know somebody that has like honey-colored eyes, and they could have a dog that they have with them everywhere they go. This could be a friend of yours, or you have the bright mother here. So you have a bright mother. All right, that in the fairies, this is the Brian Froud's Fairies Oracle. The bright mother talks about it's like the Empress card basically, but she is more raw and bare than the Empress in the tarot. All right, literally she's naked, which to me talks about being vulnerable, but look at all that stuff that's around her. It looks like all of those things she's in charge of, or it's her job to nurture those things, and those things doesn't have to just be people. It can be things that she does, house, hearth, home, all of those things. It's a lot. And you have this oakman character who is kind of off to the side like a tree. That could be just watching or noticing or observing. Could you imagine how nonchalant a tree would be? You probably wouldn't even notice it, that it was there, paying attention all the time. All the time. But during this time frame, there seems to be some kind of interaction between the bright mother and the oakman, because there is this support factor popping up. It's like this oakman, okay, observes this bright mother all the time. So this is someone in your life, if we're translating this to the 3D, this is someone in your life who pays attention to you, whether you know it or not. I heard they're concerned, but it feels more like a protective vibe. It's also a curiosity vibe, but it feels like this oakman makes some kind of move. Like, have you ever seen the Lord of the Rings in the Entmoots? They wake up and they come out of the ground and they walk around. They're trees that walk around. It's like this oak man makes a move that is apparent or loud enough for her to be like, she goes like that. And what she sees, if you look in her hand, there's a baby there. And in tarot, baby talks about a fresh new beginning, right? Maybe she didn't notice the oak man. Maybe she didn't notice the oak man. She just didn't see him. Was not paying attention. Totally like involved and engulfed in her all of that. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on for her, but that doesn't have to mean that she's overwhelmed. It doesn't even have to mean that she can't handle it. It's just, it is what it is. The bright mother, the empress, or whatever, if you notice and you're paying keen attention, typically someone who comes across in tarot or divination with energy of the empress, they have kids, somebody else's kids, nephews. They take care of the house. They take care of their man. They have animals, turtles, okay, yard, gardens, cleaning out cars, sweeping the things. It's a lot, but it is by choice and it is naturally mastered by someone who comes forward in Empress energy. It just is life, and people typically don't even really notice it, or maybe no one gives any kind of praise or any of that, because the bright mother also doesn't go around and say, look at me, I'm cleaning up after you, or look at me, I am juggling the entire world. They just do it because it's their world. There is no, like, her back is turned and she's totally vulnerable and she's focusing very hard on this bubble. And these cards are, if you haven't seen The Labyrinth with David Bowie, same artist, okay? Remember when Gareth has the little balls in his hand, and if you look inside the ball, they're dreams or wishes or visions or future prophecies. And she has one in her hand. And she's focusing very hard on it. And the fact that there is a baby on top of it would lead me to believe that it's probably already started. Like, it's present, whatever it is that she's trying to work on or birth or whatever, into 3D. That could be work, finances, career, house, hearth, home, what have you. She's focusing on it and slaying it, because that's just what an empress does. I mean, this doesn't have to be, we're not here to... What woman do you know, like, doesn't just do what they need to do? I mean, in all honesty. So anyway, you have this oak man who sees that. They're paying very, very, very close attention to that. And it almost feels like maybe they didn't notice it before, or maybe they did. But like in the Lord of the Rings, the Entmoots, all right, the hobbits are sitting there waiting for them to decide whether or not they're going to go and, save the world. And they've been sitting there for hours and hours and hours. And Merry stands up and he was like, well, what did you decide? And the Entmoot goes, oh, we just finished saying hello in Old Entish. And they're like, are you fucking kidding me? That took hours and hours. But I think that's the point. We're drawing a parallel with the Oak Man and the Entmoots to a person in your life who is slow. They just don't really make any moves. They watch, they observe all the time. It feels like all the time. Like all the time. So if you're the bright mother and you've been feeling an energy or eyes on you, or I feel like this bright mother can feel it, but then kind of like brushes it off. It feels like this is the kind of bright mother who is like, bro, I feel you there. I am busy. If you want me, you know where I live. You know my number. It feels like the answer of someone who's very, very busy talking to an energy that she can feel looking at her. She looks at the energy of this person who is watching and is like, I don't want to play telepathy anymore. Stop poking at me telepawise. Stop telepa poking. Say hello with words. It just feels like that. Look at her face. It's not necessarily unwelcoming. It's very exacting. Have you ever talked to a mother? One that has a bunch of kids? It's not, do you think that maybe you can come here now and blah, blah, blah. It's come here now. You have chores to do. Come here. And your little chickens, they come because you don't have, there's too much going on to, I don't know, do the earmuffs or the kid gloves or whatever. I don't think she's mean. I think she is painfully straightforward. It's like, what's up, champ? What can I do for you? Right? And so at some point during this time frame, you have the initiate. So whether that is her initiating a new life, but with the support card coming out, it feels like this Entmoot, this oakman, makes some kind of move with his branch that gets her to stop and turn around, because obviously she's not reacting to the telepathy, the astral poking, because it feels like you guys, if for me to bring that up as naturally as it flowed out of my mouth, that's probably relevant. This is probably one of those people where you guys have that empathic, if they're sad, you can feel it. It's almost like the twin things, or there's like mothers who like, if like with one of their kids get hurt or one of their kids get sad, they kind of can feel it like way deep down in the nervous system. Did you know your spinal cord only goes down to L2? Did you know that? And then after that, it's a bunch of nerves. Little info for you there. That's interesting. You would think it would go all the way down to your rear, but it does not. You know, the chakra system, you have a line of chakras, right? If you have never heard of the chakra system, take a moment and go to Google and do images. Chakra system. That's C-H-A-R-K-A. No, K-R-A system. And you will see you have energy centers. And then there's these two more energy centers that start at your nostrils, and they crisscross like this, and they crisscross at each of the chakras, and that's called your nadis. Okay. But my point is that that energy is real, and it does interact with other energy, whether or not you are noticing it. It is what I would call something that's involuntary. It just happens, but you can also, it's one of those involuntary systems that you can learn how to control. So your energetic body moves and shakes and does whatever it does on its own, but once you realize that you do have an energetic body and you're working with it, you can start to initiate your clair abilities. So that's clairaudience, clairvoyance, clairsentience, clairempathy, so on and so forth, right? Anyway, long story short, you and this this empress and this oak man have that, except the empress, this bright mother, is I feel like I'm like swatting away like a gnat. Come talk to me. The Victorian chaste and angst with the chaperones and the wanting to kiss but you can't, like, I'm over that. If you want my body and you think I'm sexy, all you have to do is call. But I'm kidding, but I think that's kind of the point. All you have to do is call. Whether or not that song is relevant, that part is, that's kind of the dismissive attitude. All you have to do is call. You can, it's almost like you can literally have whatever you want from me if you call me. But to do the sidelining, astral poking, I'm over it. I'm busy. Like, I need to focus. I have room to make you part of my focus, but in front of my face, not back here. Whatever. But it looks like part of what their move is that they do is this support factor. It's like they're noticing that she really does have a lot on her plate and she's slaying it. And it's almost like, I bet you she could slay even harder if she had a little bit of support. It feels genuine. It feels sweet. It feels like that is coming from a long-term observance and compassion. It's sweet. None of this feels, this is the oakman. You'll know who this is because they probably have like brown or honey or hazel color eyes. They could have wild hair. They could have a toothache. They could have a really pointy nose and like really defined nostrils. They could have a dog. And other, the thing about the critters, they might be someone that animals feel really comfortable with. And you don't typically find that in people who are full of shadow. Like literal birds might come up to this person and sit on them like a fucking tree. Because they're the oak man. I know a dude who, when he's out and about in the nature, birds come and land. Like he has an Instagram of a bird landing on his shoulder. And he was like, it's the cutest little thing I've ever seen, but it's like because of that oakman quality, it belongs in nature. They're probably really sturdy. They could have like they could just, have you ever seen a person that looks strong and sturdy like a tree? Like it would take a dump truck to knock it over. That's who this is. Anyway, let's talk about some exacting things because the story is great and everything, but I know that a lot of people like to see what's actually going to happen. So tell me about the initiate, this thing that happens the symbolism that I'm getting, it's like the tree making a move to where she turns around and she's like, did that tree just move? Did you see that? Did you see that? Ace of Cups. The day that this goes down, it could be stormy out. Stormy weather since my man and me ain't together. And the Two of Cups. Oh my God. And the Ace of Swords. Okay, so the initiate. Okay, first of all, and there's the Nine of Cups. When you hear the word initiation, you would think the start of, day one of, the beginning of. Am I right? And then with the aces, that's also kind of the same thing. Did you see that? Like I lost all my breath, or like it was stolen out of my mouth. It might take your breath away. Take my breath away. It might, because they are going to initiate something, and you have to understand that the place that this oakman is coming from is after long observance and compassion, and with the mindset of, look at them slay on their own. I bet you they could slay even harder if they had support. And then they make a move that says something along the lines of, do you need a sturdy oak man to, feels like the giving tree. You need shade. You need a place to put a swing. You need, what do trees do? Make paper. I don't know. But does that make sense? This person is strong and sturdy like an oak. And I think that part of what that says is that they probably might have earth in their chart, or that they are firmly rooted where they live, where they stay, where they work, whatever. This is not a flighty person. They are not coming across as like something that runs. This comes across as someone who stands there like a tree and notices and notices and notices and notices and notices, and then sits back and considers and considers and considers and considers, and then makes a move. And to you, it may have seemed like it has taken a millennium, but for them, it's took as long as it took to decide to make a move, and then they initiate. Ace of Cups, emotion. Ace of Sword, truth. Two of Cups, union. Bet you could slay even harder if you had a little bit of support. Strength. And there they are with their dog. Their dog might be wild. Like a little dragon. And you love it. They could have Leo in their chart. But they have a mask on. Like, he looks like, what's that Jack Black movie? Fucking wrestler. La Blanco. What is it? He's like, they put the mask on his face and he's El Rancho Grande. What's his name? But there's a mask there. 10 of Cups. Maybe they don't want you to see like how pleased they are of your accepting nature, or maybe the mask has to do with the fact that they might be a little nervous, because just because they've thought about what they're going to do doesn't mean that you are going to accept. It's like something like, I want to help you climb a ladder and blah, blah, blah. All right. Let's get some like strength. Okay, so this is a reuniting, first of all. Let's just start with that. The fact that you already know this person, you have already had interactions with them, there's already big feelings. You have the Ace of Cups several times and the Two of Cups several times. But the initial feeling during the initiate is Three of Swords and the Devil and the Magician. They're tricking me. They are playing me. This is maybe too good to be true, super sus, but also I want to hold on to this. This bright mother wants this. And it feels like I want this, but I'm scared. I look at my life. Look at how busy, look at all of the things. And whilst you are welcome, because you're my oakman, if you come up in here with Three of Swords, the Devil, and the Magician in reverse, you are going to crumble what I have going on. And their response is, I'm here for support. I'm here to help. I'm not like everybody else. You don't have to shield against me. I'm not them. I'm here to literally support you. Ace of Rods, lots of aces. It feels like there's a spa day involved. There's a spa day involved, and I don't entirely know what I mean by that, other than they might start out proving the support via massage and hot tub and literal relaxing whatever, and maybe a glass of wine. And you're like, it feels like this emperor knows what they're doing. It's the emperor and the empress. This person, like, when and if you let them in, if you will let them prove it to you, the first thing that they do is heal your mind. They unwrap whatever is too much. Everything calms down from the get-go. And so you have this initiate. They come in, they say their things, and then they do something to heal you. It feels like literal. And she lets her guard down. But then what is the question? Because this is just one evening, okay, during this time frame. Can we get some kind of indication about who this is other than an emperor? I saw a Leo. King of Pentacles. King of Swords. I'm just trying to get, like, I mean, I've seen Leo several times. I saw an air sign, an earth sign, but they probably most likely have prominent Leo in their chart. So this person, when they reach out to you on the internet. This is not a person who texts your phone number. And it doesn't feel disrespectful. It doesn't feel like this is a person who slides into your DM. This is the oakman, but it looks like for whatever reason, that's how you guys communicate. Like for me, for instance, there's no service in my house. So if someone texts me on my phone number, I don't get it, right? So it's probably something like that. Whoa. And the Empress and reconciliation, they're ready to see you. And there's that 9 again. So it could be on the 9th. I suppose. Strong emotions. You're getting what you want. Leo, I told you. This man, they probably have a beard. And maybe like olive tone skin. And they probably always wear a hat of some sort. And you might be like really, really, really pretty. I don't mean that like in a nasty way. I mean it like, you know, like sometimes during a woman's moon cycle, there's hormones that come out of your body that make you more attractive to men. And that is science. It's pheromones and shit. But you have this like glowy type, they gotta have it. Snowflake, she is precious to me, the return. So that's what they come in with. This is all about support. And that is what they are coming at you with. And you let them in and you have this like really healing vibe. And then what? So let's go to the extended and find out. If you are a member, you will be able to watch that right now. Otherwise, check back in 20-30 minutes over on Vimeo. The link for that is going to be in the box below. And I will catch you guys next time.